Hi everyone, this is daveac and this is my vblog 159 for Friday the 5th of August 2011. 2 podcasts, 2 moons, 2 planets, 2 pleasures, classical music and wine, and 1 mystery. All in around 15 minutes, wine at the end. So let's get on with the usual podcasting news. If you've been watching some of my vlogs recently, you'll know that my Sundays are particularly busy at the moment because as well, and I'll start with the Cultdom Collective today because that's the one that will be going out first. At 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Torchwood ID 54821, the Cultdom Collective will be meeting again for our weekly live show, and we're fitting in before the start of the new series of Doctor Who. We're fitting in a few weeks on Harry Potter. Yes, the Harry Potter franchise is coming to end with the final film. In fact, tomorrow I'm actually going to go and see the final film. Look, I've even got my 3D specs ready from the last time I was at the cinema. So yes, I'm going to see The Deathly Hallows Part 2 tomorrow. See what effort I go to for our listeners. Anyway, last Sunday, and that of course was on the, what was the date? The date, David. Oh, the 31st of July it was. 31st of July, we did the years 1 to 3 of Harry Potter. That was covering the first 3 films. That covered The Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, The Prisoner of Azkaban, and of course we were covering the books as well. We had some people in the room who were real fans of the books, not just fans of the film. Now we've decided to keep with Harry Potter for the next 2 Sundays. So on Sunday coming up, which is the 7th of August, we'll be going to do years 4 and 5 of Harry Potter, and that covers the films The Goblet of Fire and The Order of the Phoenix. And then on the 14th of August, we'll be doing Harry Potter years 6 and 7. But of course, because year 7, The Deathly Hallows was a 2-part movie, we'll be actually covering 3 of the movies, which will be The Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Gallows Part 1, Deathly Gallows Part 2. So I hope you'll try and join us. That's on Torchwood ID 54821, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you're in the UK, that's 7 p.m. British Summer Time. And it's after that, we're going to try and finish in around the 2-hour mark, but Ian will be in the room, he will be hosting, and so if it runs a little bit longer, the programme can carry on. But at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'll be hopping over to a different talk show ID, and that's show ID 110825, and that is Hitchhiker's Guide to British Sci-Fi, one of Lewis's podcasts. And I should just say that there's the latest Podshock up, by the way, now. It's got a great con report from Con with Tara Wheeler. You really need to give that a listen. I think it's their 252nd Podshock, but that is also worth a good listen. But anyway, at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the Hitchhiker's Guide to British Sci-Fi will be on episode 4 of Torchwood, and that is the episode Escape to LA. So I hope you join us for that. Oh, and I should just say one more thing about the Cultdom Collective. We're still putting up our commentaries midweek, and this midweek has gone up the commentary for Series 4, Episode 7, The Unicorn and the Wasp. Hope you'll give that a listen. All these things you can be found on iTunes, and of course for Cultdom we have cultdom.com. Okay, so that's the podcast. What did I say next? 2 moons. Yes, I like to go to the BBC news pages. That's www.bbc.co.uk. There's always some great things there, and often under the science and technology, our science and environment part. And there's one little story there. They were mentioning this on Kerry's show, by the way, last night, the Garden City podcast. Anyway, the Earth may have once had 2 moons. A new theory suggests that the Earth once had a small second moon that perished in a slow-motion collision with its big sister. And researchers suggest that the collision may explain the mysterious mountains on the far side of the moon. So you can find it and read that. Very interesting. That's www.bbc.co.uk/news, and then look for the Science Environment tab along the top. 2 moons, also 2 planets. Yes, 2 planets in the news, science-wise. NASA has shown images, again on the BBC site, still on the Science Tech and Environment section. NASA images show signs of flowing water. Yes, striking new images from the mountains of Mars may be the best evidence yet of flowing liquid water, an essential ingredient for life. The sequence of images from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter shows many long, dark tendrils a few meters wide. They appear on hillsides warmed by the summer sun, flow around obstacles, and sometimes split or merge. But when winter returns, the tendrils fade away. Very, very exciting news. And the other planet? Well, the other planet in the news is Jupiter, because the Juno probe heads for Jupiter from Cape Canaveral. Yes, the Atlas rocket launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Stadium after a brief delay that was caused by a helium delay. So again, really great. It's the first solar powered mission to venture this far from the sun. So it really is interesting. Today, with the launch of the Juno spacecraft, NASA began a journey to yet another new frontier. All really exciting stuff. Do go to the bbc.co.uk/news page. There are always tons of interesting things. I was just watching something rather sad, actually. He's not badly injured, but Rowan Atkinson has had a car crash in one of his fast cars. Funny that, because Rowan Atkinson won me a bottle of wine last night. Well, won our team a bottle of wine last night. To the answer of who am I? And that's where they give a series of clues as to a person, and the first team that guesses who that person was wins a bottle of wine. And I got it as Rowan Atkinson. But yeah, he's crashed his racing car, but he's walked away with just a few broken bones, I think. Okay, 2 podcasts, 2 moons, 2 planets, 2 pleasures. And one is classical music and wine. But before we get to those, I think I'll go to the mystery first, because I did say there was one mystery. And again, we're staying with BBC, and this is bbc.co.uk/news, and then you need this, UK-14387365, disc-shaped craft spotted near Stansted Airport. This is in the UK. Just have a little listen to this.
So I was driving east, cross country, and I was probably, I think it's about 15, 20 miles from Stansted Airport. I was out in the countryside, 4:15 in the morning, and I saw this big, bright light in the sky and what looked like an aircraft coming towards, or descending towards the road which I was driving. And as it got closer, it then banked to the left, what was to my right, and then as it banked to the left and went across the countryside, I could see underneath, and it wasn't an aeroplane, and it wasn't a helicopter, and it was much bigger than a helicopter, probably the size of an aircraft, but it was certainly of a kind of, I dread saying this, disc shape, because it had several lights flashing all around it, and underneath there were at least two large panel lights, soft white lights underneath.
And you can, I think you should be able to listen to that outside the UK, because it is on audio, it's not video. So disc-shaped craft spotted circling near Stansted. Do. So that, we'll get this straight away. So let's end on the 2 pleasures, as it's already 10 minutes. Well, pleasure number one is classical music. And I've been reading some rather nice news, by the way, that they're thinking of relaxing the rules on playing samples of classical CDs on radio and so on. Because obviously, if you put a pop music that only lasts 3 minutes, a 15, a 20, a 25-second sample is probably all you can play. But a 15 or 20-second sample of a piece of music that may last an hour is really not giving you an impression. So they're going to be able to listen to this on the radio here in the UK, up to 9 minutes sample of a complete work. Anyway, the one I've got for you today is Elgar Symphony No. 1, Halley Orchestra, conducted by James Judd. It's an IMP classical CD. And is it focusing? Hopefully it is. And we're going to leave a little bit of track 1, the first movement, and we're about 5 minutes into it. Hope the volume's about right. Here we go. Is that a bit low? Hoping you're hearing this. I'm looking where the so that's Elgar Symphony No. 1. And we better stop it there because I want to taste the wine, so let's stop that. Lovely, lovely music. And we've got an unusual wine for me. It's a Chianti. Not Chianti Classico that my brother Ron likes, just a standard Chianti. Actually, it's Chianti, not Chianti, isn't it? Chianti. Merlot and Sangiovese, I think you pronounce that. It's from Italy, 13% proof. Now, I don't think we'll get very much from the back of this. We're getting some jerkiness here, aren't we? I think I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know why I hold these bottles up, you know, it really is bad. So, it's Chianti, not Chianti, isn't it? Chianti. Okay, it's poured out. I should be getting dark black fruit. And we're getting certainly that forest fruits flavours coming up. Yes, more red berry, I think. But I think it's a dark cherry on the back. We'll have a look in a minute. Let's have a taste. That's actually rather nice. It was a £5 wine, I think, which is what, $8. The taste, the red taste from Italy. One more taste. Quite a little bit of tartness there on the end. There's not any much complexity with the oak. Where's my little glasses? Here we are. I've got this lovely little magnifying glass that helps me out a lot. But this is really difficult. It's gold on black. Wow, I still can hardly read it. Powerful and full-bodied with intense, ripe black cherry and velvety tannins. Well, I'm not getting much of the velvety tannins. I don't think it's that complex at all. We'll have one more taste and then I'll say cheers. Oh, Perhaps I'm mistaking that tartness for a sort of a little tannin kick at the end of it. Coming through. To be fair, it hasn't actually been open that long, and it hasn't really had time to breathe. So there we are, taste of Italy, and 15.5 minutes. I think we'll stop at that. So that's daveac for my vlog 159. Catch you next week. Bye everyone.